Isn't it convenient that after the Democrats shutdown implodes, what do you hear from the press? Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. They ignored it until they were desperate, like Don Lemon eyeing a fat biker at a bar at closing time. And leaving out all the details that proves he's innocent. Instead, they tried to tie Trump to the infamous mass pedophile like they were partners in a three-legged race. Still, media lemmings fell in line, calling them bombshells when they were nothing more than burps from a gassy hummingbird. Of course, we've been here before, and we knew this breathless frenzy would collapse like a Russian robot. But you know it's bad when even CNN has to call Crockett out on their shenanigans.
Republicans are saying that that victim is Virginia Giuffre. Here's the email right here on your screen. She wrote a book, as you know, and she did not accuse him of any wrongdoing. What do you make of that, and can you confirm that?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, it's redacted who the victim is, so I won't necessarily take the Republicans' word on who it is that's redacted. And I don't know why they would necessarily redact someone's name who is deceased at this point.
The Democrats did that, though. The Democrats redacted.
No. I understand,
okay,
but I'm just saying, like, our biggest concern is to actually make sure that we are protecting victims.
Right, and she's a lawyer. I bet her clients asked for the death penalty just to get her to stop talking. This latest Epstein dump, and I emphasize dump, was just inflated gossip based on hilariously interpreted emails. Still, Trump supporters had to once again endure the gauntlet of the fallacious firing squad. In fact, the story was so weak that Dems did deliberately redact a supposed victim's name, Gueffrey, whatever it is, who publicly testified that Trump was innocent. But they always withhold important details, much like how I withheld farts on a first date. But it backfired. What we learned, it always does. But we learned really is that Michael Wolff, a Trump smear merchant, was trying to work with Epstein on a blackmail scheme. The New York Times tipped off Epstein on a hit piece, and a lot of rich guys like to talk to Epstein. And also that apparently Trump, based on suspicion, banned Epstein from his club, which makes him look pretty good, and the media looking phonier than the Rolexes I gifted my writing staff. The funniest part, when the Dems lauded an email with Epstein expressing his hatred for Trump, as if that was a point scored against Trump. Sorry, you douchebags, that just made Epstein one of you guys. What's next? You're gonna brag that Dems lead Republicans by 50 points among pedophiles? These same idiots also ran with the claim that Epstein spent Thanksgiving with Trump while Trump was president. Amazing how at the time that revelation went unnoticed and unreported by the media who hates Trump. And that's because it never happened. The media and the Dems had to delete that so-called bombshell like it was a skirt in Rachel Maddow's dressing room. I never know what works with you people. Now, don't get me wrong. The Epstein saga is very real. There were victims galore, but these assholes never cared about them. This story meant nothing to them unless they could make it about Trump. Because for Democrats, other people's suffering is just a political tool for gaining power. But sadly, their selected leaks had a rebound effect, vindicating and not implicating Trump. But this latest exercise reveals how unsalvageable the media is. They truly may be the most discredited industry in history. They make the tobacco industry look like the Red Cross. They're corrupt, lying, and ultimately harmful to your health. But only if you keep buying what they're selling.